Welcome to another episode of Houston Politics. This week, I'm not going to talk about highlighting a neighborhood in Houston. I'm going to go ahead and talk some politics and maybe inadvertently highlight a new development going on in Houston at the same time. Now, right now, I live in the Woodlands, and it's a big deal in the Woodlands how much growth is coming to the Woodlands. In fact, Houston is no longer considered the Houston-Beaumont area. Houston metropolitan area is now considered the Woodlands area. The Woodlands is growing a lot, and one thing which is really going to spur a lot of development is that Exxon has moved out of central Houston and way up 30 miles north of Houston to the Woodlands, just south of the Woodlands, to build a large campus, and is bringing a lot of jobs to the area in an area in which we already have a lot of growth. Now, I think one thing to keep in mind with the Woodlands for anybody who hasn't been there is that the Woodlands is very well planned. All this growth I'm talking about is due to the demand here because of the high quality of livability in the Woodlands. And the reason for the high quality of livability in the Woodlands is that it is a very well-planned, master-planned community. They're having so much growth, they really don't quite know what to do with it. In the beginning, they formed the Woodlands Town Center and wanted to have the growth grow there. They built the Woodlands Waterway, which is like the San Antonio Riverwalk, and wanted their downtown to be built along the Woodlands Waterway, along with a few other new urbanism projects, that's pedestrian-friendly projects, occurring in the Woodlands Town Center. Now, they had so much demand for offices that they felt that if they allowed all the offices to be built on the Woodlands Waterway, it would take up the entire Woodlands Waterway and turn it into an office park. So what they decided to do is they're going to put the offices on Lake Woodlands, along with Technology Forest Drive section of Research Forest. And there's also some office buildings being built in the Rayford Sawdust area just south of the Woodlands, which is not in the Woodlands jurisdiction. But this Exxon plan is bad for Houston, and in a way bad for the Woodlands as well, because the Woodlands doesn't quite want to have so much growth that they might lose the ability to preserve their trees, they might lose the livability that makes them attractive, they might lose the well-planned area which makes them so attractive and is making so many people want to go there. However, there is one bright light that I hope happens. Just south of Exxon there is going to be a development, a pedestrian-oriented development with a downtown called Springwoods Village. And hopefully a lot of the jobs of going to the Exxon campus, people working the Exxon campus, will choose to live in Springwoods Village mostly and the Woodlands only a little bit. Hopefully this is the pattern that happens. But Houston is having to deal with competition from its suburbs. Now let me be very clear about this. Inner city Houston, central Houston, is doing very well. There's a lot of good development going on there. Downtown is getting better. The Galleria area is getting better. The inner loop is getting better. Houston has strong growth in its inner city, and there's a lot of U.S. cities in America who can't say that. Houston is one of the few cities in America who can say that their central city is growing. So I'm happy that Houston is getting so much growth, but coming from a perspective of the Woodlands, I just want to say that this Exxon campus is a bad thing for us because it's going to interfere with our planning. I hope Springwoods Village happens. I hope the Woodlands survives all these jobs going there. I'm for economic growth, but not when it interferes with planning. And Houston is designed to be a big city. The Woodlands is not designed to be a big city. The Woodlands is designed to be a master planned community. So that's all for this episode of Houston Politics. Please subscribe.